Good morning, good afternoon, good night from wherever you are listening from, wherever you get your podcast from. It's Anakin Aterador, your host of the podcast. We are on episode 12. This has been an amazing 12 episode journey. We're still going, still moving forward. Can't wait to get this brand new episode 12 to you guys on YouTube. This is the NFL Draft Special, so let me start with this. So, with the first pick in the AA draft, the Aterador Athletics select Anakin Aterador, UCLA quarterback. Um, yeah, so we had the NFL Draft this weekend, or this past week. In Pittsburgh. It was the Pittsburgh special. It was also on April 23rd, days 1 through 3. This was a good draft. I mean, it was really entertaining. I watched all 3 days, rounds 1 through 7, all the way through. I really enjoyed all of it. I have to say, the LA Chargers and the LA Rams, both LA teams, just absolutely killed this draft. Amazing A-plus drafts from both teams. Um, but I do have to say that I think the Chargers had the best draft, man. 4 out of the 8 picks were offensive linemen for the Chargers. So that goes to show you that Joe Ortiz, GM of the Chargers, Jim Harbaugh, head coach of the Chargers, and Mike McDaniel, offensive coordinator for the Chargers, really wanted to emphasize this O-line, get it right for this upcoming season. Half their picks were O-linemen, so that's pretty crazy. Um, so yeah, let's get into these drafts and draft grades for both LA teams. Um, so the Chargers, that for me, that's an A+, man. A really good draft from Joe Ortiz. Third year for Joe Ortiz, third year for Jim Harbaugh. Um, this was a really good draft, man. So they were selecting 22nd overall. And with the 22nd overall, you really can't get like a blue chip player. It's gonna be like the blue chip is in the range of like top 15, maybe top 12, like in that 12 range. That's blue chip definitely. Uh, but somehow so this draft was seen as a really good edge draft. Um, so somehow top two, arguably top one, top three, maybe top four edge player in the entire draft was there at 22 for the LA Chargers. And that man is Akeem Mesidor out of the University of Miami, edge. Wow. So I don't even think I thought that he would still be there. I don't know if they thought he would still be there at 22, but he fell right into their laps. And Akeem Mesidor is their selection at 22 overall. That's an A+ pick for me. Can't believe he fell to there. The Buccaneers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, straight up, their GM was in a press conference, and they asked him like, oh, like if Ruben Bain wasn't there at 15, uh, who would you guys have picked, or like what would you guys have done? Because Ruben Bain also dropped, the other Miami edge player. So he fell to 15 to them. But if he would have gone earlier, which he should have, because he has like I think he has like allegations or something. Um, if he was like a top 3 pick or top 2 pick like he was supposed to be, they would have picked. The GM of the Buccaneers literally said straight up like they would have picked Akeem Mesidor. So he would have been or should have been gone at 15 if not earlier. And he fell all the way down to 22. So, wow, that's pretty crazy. Pretty lucky for the Chargers. Great selection, great player. He is 25 years old. That was what kind of dropped him I mean, 25. I mean, that just means you're ready to plug and play and ready to start in the league, ready to go. Which is literally what the Chargers need because they are on a win now mode. So perfect player, perfect selection, perfect fit. Akeem Mesidor and the Chargers. Fun fact: this is the first Canadian-born NFL player slash college player to be selected in the first round. Canadian-born. How cool is that? You know I love my Canadians. You know I love Canada. And now my favorite team has a Canadian player. Wow, that's crazy, man. Congrats for Akeem. The draft videos were pretty cool. They put out a draft video of him doing like Q&A. He was actually talking about Drake. They asked him about what's his favorite Drake album. He said Views, which also coincidentally is the 10-year anniversary for Views. Classic album. So that's his favorite Drake album. And then he was talking about Iceman. He was excited. So cool for the Chargers to talk about that as well. But yeah, Canadian-born Akeem Mesidor going to the Chargers in the first round. Great pick. Their second round pick was Jake Slaughter. So I loved Jake Slaughter. Like ever since I saw him on my like mock draft simulators, I was like, man, who's this guy, Jake Slaughter? Like, and then I like, started watching him and like heard about him. He's been my favorite player in college, like for the past year or so. Like I was like, oh, Jake Slaughter, man, that would be so fire. That's a Jim Harbaugh guy right there. And I was like, okay, like when I was doing the mock draft simulators, I was like, oh, he's probably like late second, maybe third or fourth. So I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe they'll just like skip out, which is was like already kind of bumming me out because I didn't even want to imagine him on another team. I was like, damn, that's such a Jim Harbaugh guy. So and then I kind of forgot about him. Like it's been a minute since the college season ended. So I was like, damn, like I don't know. So fast forward, I was happy about the Akeem Mesidor pick. And then second round comes, I have no idea what they're gonna do. I'm like, oh my god, this is happening. And here comes the commissioner, and he says the Chargers select Jake Slaughter. I was like, oh my god. My mom took a video of me. I literally looked back in awe. I was like, what? I was like, oh my god. I threw my glasses on the floor. I took off my hoodie. I was like, hold on, this is like, oh, hold on, this is like no joke. I was so shook because that was my one of my favorite guys, and out of the blue, just selected by the Chargers in the second round. I was so like, because it wasn't even like talked about as a possibility. Like I was like, oh, it's probably gonna be like a different guy or somebody or someone else. Um, and I forgot about him because it's been like over a year that since I like kind of watched him. Um, and for the Chargers to pick him, I was like, man, that's crazy, dude. Jake Slaughter, I love the pick. It's kind of getting backlash for the from the fan base though, Charge fan base, because he's not a true guard. He's a starting center for 4+ years. But they're gonna have him compete at guard to start off. Um, which I'm not mad at. I think he could do it. I know he could do it. But that's what the backlash is from the fan base. But I love the pick. You'll see the video or you'll see the picture because I was shook. I was like, "Oh my God, it's Jake Slaughter!" Wow. So another A+ pick for me by the Chargers, and then they traded their third round to get more fourth rounders, and their fourth round pick was up, and it is wide receiver Brennan Thompson going to the LA Chargers. So Brennan Thompson was a big winner at the NFL Combine. So he actually ran the fastest 40-yard dash, 40 time, whatever you want to call it. He had the fastest 40 time in all of the Combine this year. And it was a 4.26. 4.26. That is fast. So Brennan Thompson going to the Chargers, and what's crazy is Mike McDaniel, they caught on video of him saying like to Joe Ortiz and Jim Harbaugh like, man, like if there's somehow we can find a way to get Brennan Thompson, I will take my shirt off in here. And they kind of laugh and chuckle. And then fast forward, fourth round, Brennan Thompson selected by the Chargers. So wide receiver, he played at actually Texas. He played at Oklahoma, and he also played at Mississippi State. So he's a senior, but I think he finished with Mississippi State. But yeah, Brennan Thompson, love the pick. Another A+ for how value, what the value is at that selection at that spot. So that was great pickup by the Chargers. And then another fourth rounder, Genesis Smith, safety out of Arizona. Another really great value pick, safety out of Arizona. A YouTuber that I watched, he was actually attending one of his games, and he said that he really stuck out like on the field, like as he was watching him. He had a forced fumble at the game that he was at. So Genesis Smith, a great out of the great secondary of Arizona that was highly coveted. Genesis Smith, another selection in the fourth round, safety. Another fourth round pick. There was a lot of fourth round picks. Travis Burke, offensive tackle out of Memphis. So this guy is huge. He's 6'9", like, I don't know, 330, 320. This guy is huge, man. Huge body, huge arms, big hands, strong hands, great footwork. Wow. So this was a crazy sleeper pick by Joe Ortiz. Nobody knew who this guy was before this. But Joe Ortiz, man, he is Chef Ortiz for a reason. Found another hidden gem. Yeah, so that's crazy. He's almost bigger than Joe Alt, which is crazy because Joe Alt is one of the biggest linemen in the entire NFL. So imagine having those two on the same O line. That's pretty crazy, man. So I mean, another A+ pick by Joe Ortiz and the Chargers, and another fourth round selection. It was defensive tackle Nick Barrett out of South Carolina. This is another big guy. He's a run stuffer. He's gonna be great defending the run. Great for the D tackle room. Great for Coach Herbert and the weight room. So really excited to see him in a Chargers uniform. And lastly, the fifth and sixth round selections, guard Logan Taylor out of Boston College. So finally a guard that actually played guard and was good at guard, Logan Taylor. And offensive tackle Alex Harkey out of Oregon. So he is another great selection by Joe Ortiz. And that is the final Chargers selection. So a total of eight, I believe, 8 or 9 players. And man, they really crushed it, man. It was a great draft by the Chargers. They also had a really good undrafted signing. So they drafted well, not drafted, but they signed Nadame Tucker, edge out of Western Michigan, which is actually the best player for Chris O'Leary. So I think he's gonna make the roster. And he had the best what do you call it? He had the best like win rate percentage out of the whole college football. Like that's pretty crazy. And he went undrafted. And he was the MAC Defensive Player of the Year. So wow, so that's a great find by Joe Ortiz. Another one, it was what's his name? Isaiah World out of Oregon, tackle. That's another great selection, great find. But yeah, great undrafted free agent signings by Joe Ortiz. That's gonna be. I mean, he's a gem for the Chargers, man. Like these last three drafts by him, really amazing. He's been crushing it with these drafts, so really excited for these rookies to get on the field, get some playing time, make their impact on the Chargers. Excited to see those videos of them and Coach Herb getting in the weight room and working. So, yeah, man, pretty crazy. There was actually a video of Coach Herbert and Akeem Messidor talking. That's great content. I would watch that video a million times. And then another clip I would watch a million times is Akeem Messidor meeting Khalil Mack for the first time. The Chargers posted. That's such a great clip. So both great clips. I think Akeem's cousin or brother went to Michigan, and that's how he knows Coach Herb. And he texted him as soon as they got picked. He got picked. So yeah, they were talking about that. But it's funny. Khalil Mack and Akeem Esther are literally like they talk the exact same. It's so funny. Um, so it's almost like the king and the prince, man. So once Khalil retires, it's gonna be Akeem's time. So loving that, man, loving that. The Rams draft was actually more controversial, believe it or not, than the Chargers. So the Rams had a top 12, top 13 pick. And it's like, okay, I remember I said like top 12 is like blue chip area. And I had a video of my reaction. I'll post it later today or later tonight. The Rams had Kenyon Sadiq available. They had Ruben Bain available. They had like so many great blue chip players available. And the Rams selected Ty Simpson, quarterback, Alabama. Wow. That is a complete shell shocker by the LA Rams. Wow, that's pretty crazy because it's shocking because like he does not give you an immediate impact for next year, and you guys are Super Bowl favorites next year. And your starting quarterback is on the older side. He has last year, like one last good year, one last couple years, and one last few years to be good to win a Super Bowl again. And you guys selected a 23-year-old quarterback to be your backup, and your quarterback just went to the conference championship, should have won the Super Bowl this year, and is coming off an MVP season. Wow. That's a crazy pick. Maybe it'll be genius later on in like 4 years, I don't know, but 3 years. But wow, that's pretty crazy, man. Makai Lemon was also there. He SC California kid. Wow. So the selection is Ty Simpson at 13 for the LA Rams. But I mean, I kind of think they made it up at the later rounds. So they selected tight end Max Clare out of Ohio State. I mean, that's another iffy one because they already have like 4 tight ends, and you are selecting another tight end. So unless you're cutting a lot of them or trading some, or Tyler Higbee's gone. But Max Clare, tight end out of Ohio State, is the selection. I mean, he's a good player, but again, the position, like, what are we doing here, guys? Next one was CJ Daniels, receiver out of Miami. That was a good pick right there. I like CJ Daniels. He's gonna be great in the receiver room. For Matthew Stafford. And then the next selection was defensive tackle Tim Keenan the third out of Alabama. So Ty Simpson's teammates with Ty Simpson, joining forces again in the NFL and the pros with the LA Rams. So another great selection by the Rams. And lastly, it was offensive tackle Keegan Trost. So okay pick. Um, but yeah, that was the Rams draft. They didn't really have a lot of picks compared to the Chargers, but yeah, I mean that first round selection was pretty wild. You saw, I'll post my reaction, but that was pretty wild to see, man. Nobody was expecting that. I mean, I could see their reasoning. I mean, there was a video that Sean McVay was like the at post draft press conference, like Sean McVay looked heated, man. It was crazy. Crazy to see. And I think another thing that nobody's talking about, I think this was a Les Snead pick. Like, I don't even think Sean really had. I mean, he should, but like, I think the I think the rumor and the conspiracy will be that Les Snead pounded the table for Ty Simpson, because I watched the press conference and I don't think a lot of people caught it, but Les Snead was like cheesing and like almost blushing and smiling at the fact that Ty Simpson was playing really great at Alabama, and Les Snead grew up and is an Alabama Crimson Tide fan growing up. His family, Alabama. So I was like, hold on, that actually might be a lot of bias with this pick. Because Les Snead is watching Ty Simpson do all this for his hometown. So, wow, it's pretty crazy. So, we'll see how it turns out in a few years, but right now it's a little questionable for the Rams picking quarterback Ty Simpson out of Alabama. So, yeah, so I think those were the best drafts. Chargers and the Rams. We don't have to talk about the Nevada Raiders. Trash. They had a number one pick for a reason. Trash. Las Vegas, Nevada Raiders. Trash. Denver Donkeys. Horrible trash draft. Didn't even notice anybody they picked up. Denver Donkeys trash. The Missouri Chiefs, also horrible draft. They traded up to the sixth pick to get a no-name guy. That's crazy, man. Could never be us, man. So yeah, trashed by the Missouri Chiefs. The San Francisco Whiners, extremely bad draft. Didn't even have a first round pick. And they take a receiver that nobody knows, and there was way better receivers on the board. So that's trash from the San Francisco Whiners. Seattle Seabirds, trash. They picked the backup running back from Notre Dame in the first round, so that's trash. And Arizona Redbirds, no idea who they picked up. Trash. So, all the divisional rivals, horrible drafts. You love to see it, but my LA Chargers and my LA Rams had an amazing A-plus draft. So, I mean, great NFL draft week. The last 3 days of the NFL draft were amazing. Pittsburgh, amazing hosts. You had the Pat McAfee show there. All the football shows, talk shows there. Like I said, I have my couple reaction videos I'm going to post on my TikTok of the Rams selecting Hakeem Messidor. No, the Chargers selecting Hakeem Messidor, and the Rams selecting Ty Simpson. So you guys are going to see that pretty soon on my TikTok as this episode 12 is being uploaded after that. But yeah, Pittsburgh, great host. I saw a guy actually get banned for life for all NFL events, which is insane. I mean, I get why they did that, because what he did was actually crazy. So this guy ran up to the draft stage, and decides to make a pic of himself for himself, by himself, on stage, just runs during commercial break. Or actually, it was as the Steelers were about to pick, which is also crazy. In Pittsburgh, the fans are waiting for this pick. This guy runs up and just screams his name. He actually screamed it first at the mic. But they like muted the mic and then he had to yell it like without the mic. So that's pretty crazy. And then later on, he got security just pulled him down. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And then like they take him away. They give him a letter from, I'm assuming, the NFL and Roger Goodell, saying that he is banned. What word did they use? Indefinitely from all venues and all NFL events. Indefinitely. That's crazy. That's a hardcore ban right there. So the NFL does not play around with these jokes and the draft. So that's wild. That was crazy video to see from the NFL draft. But yeah, Pittsburgh, great. I mean, hopefully they come to LA. That would be so fire if they're in Cali or LA. Even if they're in like San Fran or something, I would still pull up. I would do that drive to go. So hopefully they're in California pretty soon. But let me see. I think they announced the next venue. NFL draft location. So 2027 NFL draft will be held in Washington, D.C. Wow, okay. Wow. So the Washington Commanders are hosting the next draft in the 2027 season. So, all right. That's going to do it for the 2026 NFL draft recap. I have to say, I mean, my final thoughts, I have to say Carnell Tate was a huge surprise going to the Tennessee Titans. The Jets, David Bailey, I did not know what they're doing with that. That's pretty trash. Jeremiah Love at 3, which is crazy. That's really high for a running back. He already becomes like one of the highest paid running backs in the league by him being drafted at that high. So, and then John Harbaugh's first selection as a New York Giant is Arvell Reese, linebacker out of Ohio State. So they're like tripling down on this pass rush. They already have they traded away Dexter Lawrence, and then they still have I'm blanking on the names. What is their names? Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Abdul Carter. Yeah, so they already have a lot of great edge players, so that's pretty crazy. I mean, he's more of a linebacker, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, he was the best player on the board, so I get why John Harbaugh did that. That's a Ravens-style pick right there. And then the Chiefs trade up to 6 to get Mansour Delane, cornerback out of LSU. So I don't know. That's an iffy pick. That's pretty trash for me because I would have taken the guy that went number 7 by the Washington Commanders, Sonny Styles, Ohio State linebacker. This guy's really good. Like he's huge, big body, big speed. He's fast, so that's a great pick by the Commanders. Jordan Tyson going to the Saints at 8 out of Arizona, wide receiver Jordan Tyson. His brother is actually in the NBA, playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't know, a little iffy pick for me. Not sure why they did that. There was a lot of great players after. Browns at 9 select Spencer Fano, Utah tackle, offensive line. Great pick. They need it. Great pick. And then the second pick for the New York Giants, because they got that pick from the Cincinnati Bengals, who are dumb and have poor ownership. And they traded away a top 10 pick that's just trash and crazy. Francis Moaga, Miami tackle. That's a great pick by the New York Giants and John Harbaugh. And then the Cowboys trade up to get Caleb Downs, Ohio State safety. That is an A-plus pick by the Cowboys, man. They got the steal of the draft. I'm sure Jerry Jones is happy with that, but yeah, man, that's pretty crazy. They saw he was dropping, and they're like, you know what? Let's go get our guy. So Caleb Downs going to the Dallas Cowboys at pick 10. Oh, no, sorry, not pick 10. Pick 11. And then pick 12. Selection 12 was Caden Proctor, offensive tackle out of Alabama. So pretty crazy. There's crazy drama about this pick because in the pre-draft show, during the Pat McAfee show, what's his name? Sorry, I'm totally blanking out. Nick Saban. Sorry, Nick Saban was absolutely destroying this guy, talking crap about this guy, which is crazy because you never see anybody talk bad about a draft selection or player before the draft, before they're getting picked. So that's crazy. And then the fact that it's an Alabama player, which is Nick Saban tied, and then it was by the Dolphins, which is also Nick Saban ties, because he used to coach on the Dolphins and then at Alabama. It was Caden Proctor. So I think he said it was not the best off the field stuff because he struggles to stay in football shape throughout the year, which is crazy because you don't really see that with great players struggling to stay in shape. So I don't know. We'll see how it turns out with this pick. Only time will tell, but that is also the case with this next pick because pick 13, selection 13, at number 13 was the LA Rams selecting Ty Simpson. I talked about that. Crazy pick. 14 was Vega Ioane, Penn State offensive guard. Great pick by former Chargers and Michigan coach Jesse Minter, new coach of the Ravens. Pick 15, Ruben Bain, crazy sleeper pick. Kenyon Sadiq, well, not sleeper pick, but he just fell to them, which is crazy. Kenyon Sadiq going to the New York Jets at 16. So 15, Ruben Bain, 16, Kenyon Sadiq. 17, Blake Miller for the Detroit Lions. I actually wanted that guy. I was kind of bummed out that he got picked up by the Lions right before the Chargers. So that's 17. And then pick 18 was Caleb Banks going to the Minnesota Vikings, which I thought this pick was a reach. Florida defensive tackle. I thought that was a reach. But yeah, so it helped the Chargers because players are dropping. And then Monroe Freeling, another reach. Georgia offensive tackle going to the Carolina Panthers at 19. And then 20, the Eagles trade up. I believe it was with the Steelers or the Cowboys. I think it was with the Cowboys. And they selected. There was some drama about this area over here. And the Philadelphia Eagles select Mekhi Lemon, USC wide receiver. So they trade up to get their receiver. And this pick pretty much solidifies that A.J. Brown is being traded post June 1st. So goodbye, A.J. Brown. And I believe he's going to the New England Patriots post June 1st. Traded by the Philly Eagles. So the reason why there was drama because the Steelers were next at 21. And they said that they were going to pick Mekhi Lemon. And they were upset that the Cowboys let the Eagles trade up with them, which are rivals, to get Mekhi Lemon and just embarrass them on their host during their hosted draft, their hometown, in front of all their hometown fans, family members even, which caused them to just panic and select an offensive tackle, Max. I don't even know how to say his name. Max Ianacor out of Arizona State. I was like, yikes, man. That they literally just straight up panicked. Panicked. Because they had only a little bit of time to make their pick because the Eagles just traded up to steal who they were going to pick. And what's crazier is that the Eagles... No, I think the Steelers were on the phone with Mekhi Lemon talking like, oh, this is the coach. Can't wait to, like, meet with you. Like, the Steelers, this is crazy. The Steelers were talking on the phone with Mekhi Lemon, and the Eagles were trying to call Mekhi Lemon while he was on the phone with the Steelers. And he kept hanging up on the Eagles because he's on the phone with Steelers. Like, he's already talking to the GM. Dude, this is insane drama. So he's on the phone with Omar Khan, GM of the Steelers, in Pittsburgh, thinking he's one of the Steelers, and Eagles trade up and pick him. So Eagles are calling. He's hanging up on the Eagles, and then his agent taps. Mekhi Lemon's agent taps him on the shoulder and says, No, you're going to Philadelphia. You're going to Philly. They traded. They traded for you. They traded up for you. And he just hangs up on Omar Khan. Just absolutely embarrassing him in his hometown, they're hosting the draft, the Steelers, in Pittsburgh. He just hangs up on them. And the Eagles steal and trade up for him and take him away from the Steelers in Pittsburgh. That's pretty crazy. So that was 20 and 21, insane drama. And then, of course, the Chargers at 22. Akeem Messidor, great A+ pick. Edge out of Miami, A+. 23 was Malachi Lawrence, UCF edge. Kind of mid. I don't know. I didn't know a lot about him. 24, Casey Conception, Texas A&M receiver for the Cleveland Browns at 24. 25 was Dylan Thieneman, Oregon safety. I think he's a sleeper, but like a safety can't be that drafted that high, so that's a good spot for him. Chicago going with that safety at 25 from Oregon. 26 is Kalen Rutledge, Georgia Tech offensive guard, going to the Houston Texans. 27, Chris Johnson, San Diego State cornerback by the Miami Dolphins selection. Not too crazy about that one. That's pretty trash. And then 28, New England Patriots select Utah tackle Caleb Lomu. So what's funny about this was, you know how those players, like, they, like, do their little, like, during the draft, they do a little, like, maybe they flex and they point the camera. This guy was twerking and dancing. Like, what? This is the guy that's trying to protect Drake May? And you have Will Campbell trying to also protect him? Yeah, good luck, Drake May. That's trash. 29, Missouri Chiefs select Peter Woods, Clemson, defensive tackle. I mean, pretty mid pick. Number 30, Peter Woods actually was talking to Kay Adams. He said he really loved Jim Harbaugh and he wanted to come to the Chargers, which is crazy. So he likes the Chargers and he went to the Chiefs. So that's crazy. 30 was the Jets again. Omar Cooper Jr., Indiana receiver. That's a pretty solid pick at 30. So 29 and 30. And then 31 was Keldrick Folk, Auburn edge, going to the Titans, their second selection. And 32 was the Seattle Seabirds, going with Jadarian Price, Notre Dame backup running back. So that was the first round. Great draft. Loved it. Really entertaining. Chargers and Rams, just A+. So they own the draft. So that's crazy. But yeah, so moving on. So we have some more sports news. So well, actually, before we get into sports news, we have this Drake website going on around the internet. So it's called Iceman Countdown. So if you type it in right now, IcemanCountdown.com, It's a big blue fuzzy screen with like snow going on in the back, and it has a huge countdown. It says 14 days, 14 days, 12 minutes, um 12 minutes. That Iceman drops. It says Iceman countdown. It says open generator. It says crack the code. So if you click on crack the code, you type the secret encrypted top secret code is May 15th. And then you see the ice cubes break. It says unpacking. And then if you see it's the Iceman May 15th post. And if you see it's the magazine. So it's like kind of a magazine little page effect. And you see everything that was in that magazine that Kishka did or unveiled at his stream at Drake's house actually. But yeah, so really cool Iceman website. Drake actually changed his profile picture right now to a new Lil Wayne picture. He had this like white tee and he has more iced out with his chains and stuff, so that stays in that Iceman theme. But yeah, this Drake website is fire. Feel free to go look at it and enjoy it. It's a really fire website. So IcemanCountdown.com. Pretty cool, man. So yeah, I love that. It's actually like the golden week for like I don't know, it's like Japanese heritage or something, Asian heritage. It's actually golden week. Ah. If you don't say bless you in the comments, you're mean. But yeah, this Drake Iceman website is super fire. It's actually like Asian Japanese Golden Week, which actually ties into the like secrets about his magazine. So if you go on that deep dive, you'll get it. So hopefully we get some more continue to roll out this week and moving forward because we are approaching May. So that's tomorrow. So it's May season. It's Drake season, Drizzy season, Icy season, Iceman season, OVO season, whatever you want to call it. May 15th, it's all going down. We're all freezing. The world is freezing on May 15th. So new music that's coming out tonight. It is going to be possibly a Drake single. I don't know. I don't think he's going to do a Drake single or a single for Iceman. Because What I Miss and Which One were pretty much singles. So I don't think we'll get another single before the album. But we do have a Lucky EP, which is also, I don't know if it's the same one, but he's dropping an album the same day as Drake, I think. I don't know. But it says Lucky EP this week or tonight. So looking forward to that. And then Chris Brown is dropping a new single for his new album, Brown. It's called Fallen, featuring Leon Thomas. So a couple new singles by Chris Brown in back-to-back past weeks. And his new album was announced. It's dropping May 8th. It's titled Brown. And he is mimicking and copying and inspired by Michael Jackson's Thriller album cover, which is insane to do. And he's like kind of laying down on his side with a little hat, copying the Michael Jackson Thriller album. So people are saying like, oh, this is his Thriller, this is his Thriller. But like, dude, those expectations are pretty crazy, man. So obviously we had the Michael Jackson documentary, movie, whatever you want to call it, come out recently. So similar timing, but I don't know if it's going to be similar results with this Michael Jackson inspired Chris Brown new album, Brown. So that's coming out soon. Supposedly it's saying that his track list is going to be pretty long, so that is the rumor with that. We also have a Lil TJ new album, which is, I'm not surprised because he did like a little rollout with Offset, so not surprised that was a rollout. He has a new album coming out tonight. Isaiah Rashad new album. I don't know. The single kind of went pretty mid. I mean, he was quiet for like he was quiet for like 5 years, and his single got was mid, so that's crazy. We also have a new Nav and Quavo new song that should be fire coming out tonight. We have a De Baby and Young Miami new song coming out tonight, and Northwest dropping her new EP tonight. Her music video and the song is out right now, so that's gonna be fire. Can't wait for to listen to that. North Forever EP Northwest. I think it's 5 songs, 5 or 6 songs. But yeah, looking forward to that coming out tonight. That's gonna do it for new music news, but we have some new sports news. So NBA playoffs update. So we had the Knicks blowing out, and I repeat, blowing out the Hawks, the Atlanta Hawks. It was like crazy. It was like 66 to like 23 at one point. It was wild numbers, and not worse than that. I think it was worse than that. I think I'm lowballing it. And there was actually a fight during the game, which is crazy. I mean, I don't blame them. They were getting rocked at home. Embarrassing. So the Knicks are advancing to the second round. Cavs up 3-2 on the Toronto Raptors, which has actually had Adonis, Drake's son, courtside with his friend on their iced out seats courtside at the Toronto Raptors game. Cool to see that. We have the Magic still up on the Detroit Pistons, even though they've been losing. I think it was like 3-0 or 3-1 out at one point. But Magic still up 3-2 versus Detroit. The Wolves are still up 3-2 on Denver. Actually, it's happening right now. So let me check in with that. Minnesota Timberwolves. Wow, it's a 5-point game. If the Timberwolves pull it off last 4 minutes, 5-point game, last 5 minutes, the Timberwolves advance. So we'll see. I'll stay tuned to the latest with that. So Wolves still up 3-2 on Denver. Lakers hopefully closing it out in 6 or 7. I don't know. We'll see. Spurs waiting opponent during the second round, and OKC waiting opponent in the second round. But yeah, so moving on, we have the WNBA preseason started today, so we had some games happening. We had the Dallas Wings blowing out, destroying the Indiana Fever, as Caitlin Clark left the game injured. They said it was her ankle. But she dropped 20 points in the loss. Paige Becker is my girl. PG5 dropped 20 points as well. So CC drops 20, PG5 drops 20, and the first pick in the WNBA draft, AZ Fudd, Paige Becker's girlfriend, dropped only 4 points. I mean, it's her debut in the NBA. Don't blame her. Minimum minutes, so don't blame her. It was also the LA Sparks' media day today, revealing their new throwback Nike jerseys. Those are fire. I might cop one. Those are so fire. So it was their media day. They play on Sunday, May 3rd, on my grandpa's birthday, actually. So I'll be watching that day. So Sparks playing the Fire, I believe, on May 3rd, Sunday. The Atlanta Dream beating the Chicago Sky was Angel Reese's debut versus her former team. I talked about it last episode. I watched it. It was pretty good. I mean, pretty dramatic, but I mean, it wasn't that crazy of a game. So Angel Reese beating her former team, even though she dropped like 8 points. But yeah, so that's for WNBA news. Going on to entertainment news. So we have some wild entertainment news. So Klay Thompson, if you didn't know, this past year was dating Megan Thee Stallion. So this was a pretty random, weird couple to see. Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion. Pretty random, man. Klay Thompson was out here winning championships back to back with the Golden State Warriors, San Francisco Warriors. And while that was happening, Megan was a stripper, like working at clubs and like bartending, and like she was I saw a meme. That's what I'm saying. I saw a meme saying that. It was pretty funny. But I'm not the biggest Megan Thee Stallion fan. Her music's pretty trash. Like her voice doesn't sound that good. It's kind of like cringe. She's like trying too hard to be Nicki Minaj. Like that's what I get from it. Because I mean, Nicki Minaj is like the girl goat, women goat of rap. So that's forever. Megan Thee Stallion is worse than Cardi B, and Cardi B is already horrible. So that's crazy, man. So Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion breaking up. Pretty crazy news because she actually was posting on her story like how this is how the world found out. She posted like, "Oh, he cheated on me. I'm done dating. Like I'm not going. I'm gonna need a break." And then the day after, she's out in the clubs doing some crazy, wild, sexual stuff, man. So not surprised that she lied about that because she also lied about some other stuff with Tory Lanez, which free Tory Lanez. That's my guy, Canadian legend Tory Lanez. So yeah, Megan Thee Stallion is a known liar, so not surprised. But I'm on Clay's side, believe it or not. But it was funny seeing all those memes like Clay being like Future in the car on his album cover. Clay stepping over Megan like as the AI Lakers picture. So funny, man. So I'm on your side, Klay Thompson. That it's funny. It makes me think about that Drake clip where the Raptors won the championship versus the Toronto Raptors won versus the Warriors. And he was saying, what did he say? What did Drake say in that clip? He was saying like here, let's see if I can pull it up right here. Drake, Klay Thompson clip. I think he said like he said, "Hey Clay, I remember one game. Steph, let it slide." He was like drunk on IG Live, Drake, with his champions, Toronto Raptors OVO hat. It was fire, by the way. I want to cop that. He was talking about he was wakeboarding with your. I remember this. He was saying he was wakeboarding with his white friends in Quicksilver shorts. Bro, that is hilarious. That's one of the greatest clips of all time, bro. Oh my god, he had like 200K people watching on his IG. Yeah, legendary clip by Drake. Um, but yeah, Klay Thompson, we're on your side, bro. We had a known liar from Megan, so we're on your side, Clay. More entertainment news. Olivia Rodrigo, my girl, is on Jimmy Fallon, which is my guy, tonight on the Tonight Show in New York. So looking forward to watching that. Olivia Rodrigo. Looking forward to her album in June, so that should be fire. I've been watching a lot of interviews. I've been watching a lot of Pink Panther's interviews as well. She's pretty inspiring. Like the way she's like started music, pretty inspiring. Like it made me want to get into GarageBand. So yeah, so I actually watched moving on. So I watched the new Kevin Hart episode from Funny AF, and they revealed that the last episode is going to be live on Monday at 6 p.m. Netflix. I think it's LA, by the way. With Chris Rock. So Chris Rock is going to be there in attendance, judging the comedians, the comics, as the audience can judge as well, and the viewers can judge on Netflix live. You could judge and pick who you want to advance or who you want to win. That's pretty crazy, man. So looking forward to that. Me and my mom, we've been pretty excited and watching that, enjoying that. So looking forward to that live on Monday on Netflix. We also have a Northwest Complex pop-up in LA, which I really want to go to that. I think I'll be attending that. I think it's going to be where the Lakers play, like in downtown area. So yeah, I think I'm going to go to that Northwest pop-up. I think she's going to have, she's probably going to have merch, so I'm going to cop. So hopefully we'll see Kanye there, so we'll see. Yeah, Northwest pop-up in LA. Another Backrooms trailer. This movie looks amazing, man. I can't wait to see it. I don't know when it's dropping, but I want to watch that so bad. Backrooms. That trailer's fire. Happy birthday to Travis Scott. he turns 35 today, April 30th. Last day of April. Travis Scott turning 35. Hopefully, we get a Travis Scott Kanye West collab album, which is in the works. But looking forward to that. Happy birthday, Travis. Um, Tate McRae actually won a award this past few days. It was the Billboard's Women in Music Award show in LA, in Los Angeles, California. And Canadian legend Tate McRae wins Women Hitmaker Award at the Billboard Women in Music Award show. Congrats to her. She also said that her 4th studio album's coming soon, so looking forward to that. Tate McRae, you are a GOAT. Speaking of album announcements, Ariana Grande, another GOAT, announced her new album, Pedal, which is dropping July 31st, so summertime drops. Looking forward to that. Supposedly there's been rumored that Drake is on that, so we'll see what happens with that. Or maybe Ariana's on Iceman, so we'll see. But dude, what's going on with these announcements? Another announcement was Taylor Swift putting out a 48-hour countdown on her own website, which is actually copying the Drake website, the Iceman website, countdown website. So that's crazy that Taylor Swift just copying Drake. But I don't blame her because this Iceman rollout is legendary. So that's the Taylor Swift news. On sadder news, I actually want to give my condolences, prayers, and RIP. Prayers to the family, but the Wattis family, because Brandon Wattis, his dog died from cancer today. He uploaded a video today of him and his family's final moments with Booker. Booker was a good dog. I always watched him, Wattis, their videos, but rest in peace, Booker. Condolences to Wattis and his family, FaZe Rug, everybody in that Wattis family. But yeah, finally I want to get into this a Territory promo to wrap it up on this episode 12. I just dropped a new Instagram post, pretty fire. The song was April in Your Eyes. Love that song. That voice so soothing, that girl voice so soothing. But and then my post was like kind of like a selfie of my poolside, in my Palm Springs house. So that was fire. I'm gonna do a new TikTok of like the Iceman videos that have been going around, like me today and then me on May 15th, and it's like an iced out version. I'm gonna do that. We have May the 4th coming up, so I think I'm gonna get episode 13 around there, or I'll do it maybe on Sunday, May 3rd, episode 13th. I'll also, speaking of May 3rd, Sunday, I will be on the Queen Mary this weekend, Sunday, May 3rd, for my grandfather, my grandpa, my gramps' birthday, with the fam, with the broski, coming down in Long Beach, California at the Queen Mary. So it's my first time, so we'll see how that goes. Should be fire, should be fun. I'll take some pictures. Probably going to post it on May 4th. But yeah, looking forward to that this weekend. Also, before I close out, I do want to say I saw that the Lakers announced that the South Bay Lakers are turning into the Coachella Valley Lakers. So that's fire, man. Super cool. I've been to that stadium. It's Acrisure Stadium in Palm Springs. I've been there because I watched a preseason game. I don't know if I told the story, but I went to there. I bought tickets for the preseason game, Lakers, and I thought it was just regular seats, like high up, and they turned out to be VIP suite seats. So I had I love that stadium, man. I had like a buffet lounge area, like high chairs, like I was chilling, and then I went down to go like dap up like all Lakers, like Bronny, LeBron. I was in a picture of Bronny, so Bronny posted it on his Twitter. I was in that picture, so I love that stadium. So cool to see that the South Bay Lakers are now turning into the Coachella Valley Lakers. Um, I told you guys I was gonna give you an update, but the Denver Nuggets, Minnesota Timberwolves have like 2 minutes left, and the Timberwolves are up. So looking like the Timberwolves are gonna advance. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, wrapping up this April. It was a legendary, iconic April. I love all you guys. This is episode 12. Um, I had an amazing birthday. April was so blessed. All my accomplishments, all the content that I pushed out in April, so fire, so blessed. So April, Aries season. I love you. I will miss you on to next year. But yeah, this month was legendary, man. 23rd birthday this month. Feeling good. 23. Um, Getting this content out. So April, Aries season. I love you. On to next year, man. All right, so that's gonna do it for this episode 12. I love you guys. I'll see you guys May 3rd, I believe, for episode 13. Um, Love you guys. Anakin and Terrador, episode 12. I'm out. Peace.